Khamzat Chimaev may have just put on the most dominant challenger performance we have ever seen. For 30 straight minutes, Dricus Du Plessis was on the ground crying for help. I don't even know what I just watched. In today's video, I'm going to give my thoughts and reactions to the Khamzat vs. Dricus Du Plessis fight, and then we're going to talk about some potential matchups for Khamzat. Somebody please comment and tell me, has there ever been a champion who got dominated to this extent fighting for the belt? I don't think I've ever watched a championship fight be this lopsided. It's been a long time, if so. This may be an overreaction, but I'm seriously questioning how good is Khamzat Chimaev. I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I don't know if anybody in that division can hold a candle to him. Who's beating Khamzat? Let's just take a second and look at the stats. I don't know if these are official, unofficial, whatever. Look at the numbers here. 442 total strikes to 26. And this is a middleweight championship fight. Dricus has been on a, I don't know what exactly his win streak was, but he beat Strickland twice, beat Adesanya, and he finished Robert Whittaker. And Chimaev just went out there and made him look lost. Dricus Du Plessis just looked like he had never grappled before in his life. He was in survival mode. He just laid there. There was nothing he could do. And the scariest part about this for the middleweight fighters is Khamzat did this for 5 straight rounds without getting tired. When the fight was over in round 5, I promise Khamzat looked like he could go for another couple rounds. And leading up to this fight, the biggest story was the fact that Khamzat didn't have good cardio. In the Burns fight and in the Kamaru Usman fight, he showed that he couldn't hold his pace for 3 rounds, let alone 5. What Khamzat just did to Dricus is seriously, it's shocking. It's shocking how dominant he was. And there's going to be a lot of people out there who say this was a boring fight, and I kind of see it, but it's not. It wasn't a boring fight. It's not Marab. I know it may have felt like that at times, but we know how dominant Chimaev is. This was so dominant to the point where Dricus couldn't do anything. All he could do was lay there and kind of let it be stalled out and hope to be stood up. By the way, Mark Goddard, there was 1 or 2 questionable stand-ups. Kind of like he just wanted to give Du Plessis another chance to kind of get up and make something happen. I'm not going to be convinced otherwise. This was not a super boring fight. If you just want to see punches thrown, go watch boxing. This isn't boxing. This is mixed martial arts, and Khamzat absolutely dominated. And the fact of the matter is, Dricus kind of got exposed. I don't know if that's the right way to put it because of how good Khamzat is, but Dricus seriously looked like he had no business being in the octagon with Khamzat. The next thing we need to question is who at middleweight is beating Khamzat. Let's take a look at middleweight rankings and let's talk about whether or not Khamzat, they have any chance against Khamzat. Dricus Du Plessis, no, mauled for 5 straight rounds. Nasruddin Imavov, no chance. He has no chance of beating Khamzat Chimaev. It's going to take a miracle overhand or something. Sean Strickland. Do you know what Khamzat would do to Sean Strickland in a 5-round fight? Next, Adesanya. Oh, Israel Adesanya. Let's sit here for a minute and think. What would Khamzat Chimaev do to Israel Adesanya right now if they fought today? He would embarrass Izzy. Bad. Israel Adesanya would look like Kevin Holland against Khamzat right now. That's how that fight would look. You can't convince me otherwise. And the same goes for Sean Strickland. Rainer de Ritter. This is the first one that you can kind of like, maybe, because Ritter can grapple, obviously. But I still, I'm imagining that fight in my head. And I think Khamzat lands a takedown and de Ritter tries to fight off his back and just kind of accepts being on bottom. and I think he gets beat up. I don't know if he would get subbed, but I think it would probably be like a ground and pound finish or just a 25-minute domination like we just saw against Dricus. But out of all the names I've read so far, I think Reinier de Ridder would have the best chance, and I give that a 10% chance max. Baralho. Interesting, maybe. I'm not even sure if I want to pick Baralho to beat Imavov. So certainly he's not beating Chimaev. I think he would come in with the best game plan and the best strategy to beat Chimaev, but I don't even know if it matters. If Khamzat can hold that pace for 25 minutes like he did against Dricus, I'm telling you, nobody in middleweight is beating him. He's going to be the triple champ that he said in the interview that's a real conversation after he gets a couple defenses. He's beating JDM. He is beating Islam Makhachev at 170. He dominates Islam at 170. You cannot convince me otherwise. If he moves up to 205, Pereira's getting mauled, I think. Bad. I don't know about Ankalaev. Ankalaev's big and can grapple. I'm not going to go that far, but if Pereira was to be champ, I'm not sure you can tell me Khamzat Chimaev couldn't move up and beat him today. Let's keep moving forward. We got a couple more names. Fluffy Hernandez. This one, before I watched this Dricus fight, I was thinking to myself, and I think other people online thought the same. With the cardio that Fluffy showed against Roman Dolidze, it kind of had me thinking, well, what if Fluffy could survive a round against Khamzat, maybe he could take him to deep waters and beat him. But after watching the Dricus Du Plessis fight, that's not a narrative anymore. He just went 25 straight minutes of dominating Dricus. 25 straight. So I think Anthony Hernandez will get mauled, just like Dricus. It would look the exact same as the Dricus fight. I don't think that's crazy to say at all. Robert Whittaker, broken face. Broken face. Jared Cannonier had one job, wrestle MVP. He couldn't do that. He couldn't wrestle MVP. Brendan Allen. Yeah. We'll just stop there. Brendan Allen. He's got it. He's the one. My point is this. I don't know. Khamzat obviously is still a bunch of defenses away from being anywhere near some type of GOAT talk. That's not really what I'm getting at here. But the way the middleweight division looks right now, I don't know if anybody is beating Khamzat Chimaev. You comment down below and let me know.